Hi, boys and girls. I have a fun story today. It's called Big Al. You're going to like this story. He's a scary looking fish, but he's a really nice guy. Let's see what happens to Big Al. The story is written by Andrew Clements. So let's see what happens. I see a school of fish. Remember, a school is what we call when a bunch of fish are swimming together. And it's called Big Al. In the wide blue sea, there was a very friendly fish named Big Al. You could not find a nicer fish. But Big Al was also very, very scary. Yikes! He looks scary. Other fish seemed to have at least one friend. Some fish had lots of friends, but Big Al had no friends. He didn't really blame the other fish. How could he expect little fish to trust a great big fish with eyes and skin and teeth like his? So Big Al was lonely, and he cried big salty tears into the big salty sea. Poor Big Al. But Big Al really wanted friends, so he worked at it. First, he tried wrapping himself up with seaweed. He thought it was a great disguise, but no one else did. Who wants to stop and talk to a floating plant that has big, sharp teeth? Nobody wants to be his friend. They're all scared of him. Then he thought that if he puffed himself up round, the other fish would laugh and see how clever and silly he could be. But all they saw was how scary Big Al could be, and they swam away from him. Very early one morning, Big Al went down to the bottom and flopped and wiggled himself into the sand until he was almost covered up. You can hardly see him down there in the sand. He looked much smaller. When other fish came near, Big Al talked and joked with them and had a delightful time. And then one little scratchy grain of sand got stuck in his gills, and he sneezed. Achoo! And when the cloud of sand cleared away, all the other fish swam away. He scared them away when he sneezed. Big Al even changed his color one day so he could look like he belonged to a school of tiny fish passing by. He bubbled along with them for a while, laughing and feeling like he was just one of the crowd. But he was so big and clumsy that when all the tiny fish darted to the left and then quickly back to the right, Big Al just plowed straight ahead. He went banging and thumping right into the little fish. Before he could even say, "Excuse me," they were gone, and he was all alone again and sadder than ever. Just when Big Al was starting to be sure that he would never have a single friend, something happened. He was floating along sadly, watching some of the smaller fish, and he was wishing they would come closer. As he watched, a net dropped down silently from above, and in an instant, the net caught all of those fish. Big Al sees those fish getting caught in the net. What can he do? Big Al forgot all about being lonely, and he forgot all about being sad. His eyes bulged out bigger and rounder than ever, and with a mighty flip of his tail, he opened his mouth and charged straight at the net. The net was strong, but Big Al was stronger. He ripped right through it, and all the little fish rushed out through the hole. He saved all those fish by biting the net. But when Big Al tried to turn around and go out of the hole, he got all tangled up in the net. Poor Big Al. He was stuck. The net went higher and higher toward the bright surface of the sea. Oh boy. All the little fish watched Big Al as he disappeared above them. When the little fish were able to speak again, all they talked about was that huge, wonderful fish that had saved them. How great to be free! But what a shame that Big Al got caught in that net. Poor Big Al. But then there was a tremendous crashing splash above them, and the small fish swam away. Oh no! Is it the net again? Not at all. It was Big Al. Those fishermen took one look at him and they threw him right back into the ocean. Ooh, that's good for Big Al. The fishermen didn't want him. And now there's one huge, puffy, scary, fierce-looking fish in the sea who has more friends than anyone else. Big Al. Now all the fish want to be his friend. Oh, that's great. So remember, it doesn't matter if somebody's big and scary. If they look scary, that doesn't mean that they are scary. They could be a very nice person or a nice fish. So we should be friends with everyone, right? I hope you like the story of Big Al. That's the end. See you next time.